Have you ever been confused with any Korean words? Well, I have. Today we're going to be talking about some of the most commonly confused words in Korean, mainly from Korean learners, but also a few that Koreans also get confused themselves. And I am joined by two of my favorite guests today. They are
한국어 한 조각. 네, 안녕하세요. 저는 한국어 한 조각 이 선생님이고요.
한국어 한 조각 현 선생님입니다.
They do podcasts on their channel, so make sure to check out their YouTube. But they also have a new book that's Korean through podcasts. And they have podcasts that go together with the written examples in the book, and you can do exercises for them. So it's kind of like an interactive podcast. I think it's pretty cool, so you should check them out. I'll also put a link to that in the description. This is not sponsored, although they did buy me lunch last time, so take that as you will. So they're here today to help me with some confusing words in Korean. And the first ones that I wanted to talk about are called false friends.
왜 가짜 친구예요?
그러게 이 영어로 false friends이라고. 한국어로도 이런 게 있나요?
같아 보이지만 다른 단어잖아요.
Yeah. Words that they sound like another different word in another language, but they're actually completely unrelated.
그런 거 이제 콩글리시라고 하잖아요.
Yeah. Like for example.
스킨십.
Oh yeah, skinship.
스킨십.
It sounds like English. Like I understand what it means right away. And one time I used it to someone else, and they're like, "Skin what?"
스킨 what?
It's like
스킨 what?
friendship, but yeah.
스킨.
You skin.
근데 이게 사전에 등록됐어요. 옥스퍼드
In
사전에.
English, really?
한국어로.
Ah.
스킨십이라는 이제 한국어 단어가 있다라고 옥스퍼드 사전에 있거든요.
Have you ever heard this word before? I never had. Yeah, so it sounds like English, but it's not. In that case, what is skinship?
뭐 만지는 거, 손을 잡는다든지.
연인
okay.
사이에서 손을 잡는다거나
잡는다든지.
Right.
허그.
포옹을 한다거나
뽀뽀를
한다거나.
So it's any of those.
친밀감을 주는 행동.
Yeah. And then there are a lot of these Konglish words. Can you think of any other Konglish that is like a false friend?
헬스클럽.
Health club?
헬스를
Health
하다.
club.
학생들 다 깜짝 놀라요. 헬스클럽 처음에 말하면.
What do we say? We say gym.
Gym.
Right? Okay,
네.
gym or fitness center.
그래서
피트니스 센터.
보통 그 짐을 번역을 해서 자꾸 체육관에 간다.
체육관에
Ah,
가는
gym.
학생들
Yeah.
체육관.
체육관 운동장에 간다.
Another one I remember hearing is meeting.
미팅.
Meeting. Although sometimes some people might use this word like for meeting in English
진짜
regular.
meeting.
Yeah, real
진짜
meeting.
meeting.
But it's also used for like a blind date.
네, 네.
Kind of. Have you ever gone on a meeting before?
네, 대학생 때.
어.
근데 그 미팅은 소개팅과 미팅이 있는데
Different.
네,
Yeah.
네, 네.
소개팅 is like a group date.
아니 미팅이 그룹.
Meeting is a group date, and then that's right. And then 소개팅 would be like an
진짜
individual.
네, 네, 맞아요.
Another one would be 서비스 for the word service, but it's like something free.
이거
맞아요.
서비스예요.
서비스예요.
Yeah, like on the house. Handle for steering wheel, the
진짜
handle.
힘들인데.
Yeah. So yeah, if you hear anything that sounds like it's English, it might have a completely different meaning. Let's go on to a few words that are generally confused that aren't nouns. And the first one is 가다 and 오다.
미국 학생들, 그러니까 서양권에서 온 학생들은 확실히 이건 헷갈려 하거든요, 가르칠 때. 근데 동양권 학생들은
They know it.
네, 이미 알고 있죠.
Okay.
똑같으니까.
Yeah.
사용이.
We might say, oh yeah, I'm going in 3 minutes, or I'm coming in 3 minutes. And we can use them interchangeably. And people often will use 가다 and 오다 interchangeably in Korean, but they're completely different.
출발의 기준점이 다르죠. 만약에 집에 가요라고 했을 때는 집은
저기에.
저쪽에 있고
Okay.
나는 여기에.
나는 집에 가는 거고 집에 오다는 저는 집에 있고
다른 사람이 저기에서
다른
출발하는
사람이
거죠.
오는 거죠.
Okay.
내가 어디에 있는지를 생각해야 되는 거예요.
I sometimes hear people say like, 빨리 올게요. If you're calling someone, they'll understand
올게요.
you.
빨리
네?
올게요.
저요? 전 여기
Yeah.
있는데요.
Are there any other words you can think about? Or commonly?
잊어버리다, 잃어버리다.
Sometimes Koreans mess this one up too.
그냥 대충 말하는 것 같아요. 그냥 생각나는 대로 그냥
알겠어요.
몰라 잊어버렸든지
발음도
잃어버렸든지.
비슷하고
Yeah.
그냥
잃어버렸어.
몰라.
Like, what? For learners also, I think because they sound similar, I sometimes hear people say something like 핸드폰을 잊어버렸어요. Like I lost my phone or something.
집에
집에 두고
놓고
왔던 건가?
It sounds like you forgot it. Is there an easy way to remember this though?
물건 잃어버리다. 머릿속에 잊어버리다.
Okay.
기억.
기억.
Any others?
나타하고 발음은 똑같으니까
아,
나타하고 나타.
나타났다.
나타났다.
Yeah.
나타.
You can say 빨리 나세요.
나세요.
It sounds the
그쵸.
same.
어.
But
근데?
if you're writing it, Yeah, 나타 would be for like giving birth, and
애기를
나타 is
아기를 낳다.
like to get better or to be preferable. I have a couple more. This one is really, I hear mostly Koreans get this one wrong. Not
틀린.
yeah, not so much for Korean learners, but 바라다. This is just
네.
a small mistake. They conjugate it as pare, but I mean, I do this too.
아, 그러세요?
Yeah.
아,
저도 해요 그냥.
네.
저도 그냥
그쵸.
말할 때는 좀 감기를 빨리 낫길 바랄게라고 좀
그러니까요.
돌려서 말하는 편이에요.
바라요라는 말은 이제 입에 안 담고
Yeah,
차라리
it feels like it feels strange to say parayo. It feels like you're trying to purposely use perfect Korean. So maybe say something else.
학생들한테
바랄게요.
가르칠 때도 이제 바라요를 칠판에 쓰고 아요어요 어떻게 만나요? 그럼 바라요가 맞잖아요. 학생들은
yeah,
알아요.
yeah.
근데 한국 사람들이 학생들 가르칠 때 그런데 한국 사람들이 바라요라고 말 안 하고 바레요라고 많이 말해요. 한국 사람들이 틀렸어요. 그러니까 여러분도 이상하다고 생각하지 말고 그냥 바레요로 말해도 괜찮아요.
Yeah.
시험은 바라요.
Just know that it's wrong, but you can do it too. And then the next one also is one that I think you'll hear used incorrectly a lot, but I haven't heard many Korean learners misuse this one, and that's 틀리다 and 다르다. But I hear Koreans misuse this.
너무너무
맞아요.
너무
lot, so
너무
much.
많아요. 그리고 틀렸다고 해도 그냥
알았다고 해도
Yeah.
다른 뜻이구나.
Like, I want to correct them, but I'm just, okay, yeah. So yeah, 틀리다 would be to be wrong, and 다르다 is
세임이 아니다.
같지 않다.
가게 같은 데 가서 이거 말고 틀린 색 주세요 이렇게 말하는 사람도 있고
yeah.
그렇죠. 이상하죠.
Give me the wrong color.
이거 틀려. 색깔 틀려.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, yeah.
네네.
Any others that you can think of?
붙이다와 그리고 받침이
편지를-
없는 붙이다.
Yeah. Because they
편지를
sound,
붙이다.
yeah, 붙이다. They sound the exact same. Yeah, that one's good. Any others?
그리고 저는 요즘에 한국 사람들 중에서도 이렇게 말하는 사람 들어봤어요. 저가.
저가
한국 사람들 중에서 되게 많아요.
저가?
그냥 친구들끼리 하는 재미로 하는 거 아니에요? 진지하게 하는 거.
인터뷰에서도
저가.
몇 번이나 봤어요.
저가
It sounds like a dialect or something. It
진짜
doesn't sound
이상하죠.
like regular Korean.
진짜 이상하죠. 근데 그게 은근히 많고 요즘 젊은 사람들이 그렇게 말하고 몇 명이나 한두 명이 아니라. 그래서 요즘 진짜 트렌드가 진짜 이상해졌구나.
그럼
도대체
나가가
왜?
있어야 되는 거 아니에요?
Yeah, 나가.
나가
저가
말이야.
있어요.
In case you don't know the answer, it should be
제가,
and.
내가.
Yeah. Another one is I have a grammar form that I hear people misusing, especially intermediate learners and even advanced learners misuse this, is 울었어 and 울었어. So like 울었어, like using something, or like 함으로써, like through doing something, and their usage is completely different though. One is used after nouns, the other is used after verbs that are changed into, I guess, a gerund, so a noun version of a verb. Do Koreans ever get this one confused?
틀려요. 꽤 틀려요.
Really?
이 발음이 일단 으로서라고 안 하고 다들 이제
발음도
으로서,
다
으로서.
비슷하게 들리잖아요.
뭐 선생님으로서 이렇게 말하는 거나.
Yeah, that's right. I was also really confused when I was a beginner because Koreans will say 울었어 a lot,
그거
even
맞아요.
though they
네.
mean 울었어.
서인데.
A tip for this though is really just use 울었어 because 99% of the time that's the one that people are trying to say. The other one, 울었어, is more of a like formal, a fancy.
글 쓸 때 많이 쓰는 것 같아요.
So just use the first one and that'll take care of most situations. Okay, do you have any others?
숫자.
숫자, how?
숫자.
고유어 숫자와
고유어 숫자하고
한자어 숫자가
숫자를
있잖아요. 한국 사람들은 자연스럽게 나오는데
틀릴 수가 없죠, 우리는.
네.
근데
Well,
너무 많이
you're supposed to use pure Korean numbers for like 열, 스물,
진짜. 네.
서른. But some Koreans will start using the Chinese words after like 40, 50, and sometimes 30, and sometimes 20. I hear people say like 20개.
네,
Really
네, 네.
common, even though they should say 20개.
맞아요. 그 숫자가 커지면 그게 공명을 할 수
한자어가 더.
있거든요.
Right, right.
네.
How high do you use pure Korean numbers?
저는 그래도 80, 90까지는 다 쓰거든요.
Regularly?
수업할 때는.
Oh no! Just like in your regular life. So you go to the convenience store and you need to get like you
20개
want
주세요, 30개 주세요.
you want to buy a bunch of masks. So how do you ask? What about 50?
50장.
What about 40?
40장.
40장? What about 30?
30.
30장.
30까지는 되는 거
Okay,
저는
okay.
30장인 것 같아요.
So the younger you are, typically people will go
막.
lower and lower, and older people will be like, careful.
그냥,
한 장. 아홉 장 주소. So you'll hear up to much higher numbers commonly from older people. I think after 40, I would say 40 for age, but for things I wouldn't use higher than that for age. I feel like age is a little bit special. Like you would use them for that. All right. So next thing I wanted to go on to is a different category of confusing Korean, and that is homonyms. So these are words that sound the same as a different word. So there are way too many of them, but I'm just going to do, I guess we can just do a few of them. The main one, and this one, Koreans sometimes mess this up, 어떻게 and 어떻게.
어떡해.
Yeah. I sometimes saw Koreans write 어떠 with 히읗. 어떠해. Why? Yeah, 어떠해.
어떠해.
Yeah. You're like, what?
너무 창의적인 것 같아요.
Yeah, it's horrible. But how can you tell these apart? What's the difference between 어떻게 and 어떻게?
어떻게 흐받침 방법을 물어볼 때 그거 어떻게? How?
어떻게 어쨌든 품사적으로 부사잖아요. 그래서 부사 뒤에는 항상 동사가 와야 되기 때문에 어떻게 해가 꼭 필요하고 아니면 어떻게 할까?
이거 어떻게 먹는 거예요? 그다음에 어떻게? 저 사람은 어떻게?
서술어인 거죠. 그래서 항상 문장의 끝에서 쓰이고 이렇게 하면 어떻게 해? 이렇게 하는데 어떻게?
Like, what should we do about it? Or what should I do? What should we do? Like, oh no, that sort of thing. Next one also has the same sound, and that's 이따가 and 이따가. This one also Koreans mess up all the time.
그래요? 근데 저희는 가르치니까 이제 선생님이다 보니까.
Well, I'm sure you don't make this mistake.
가가니까.
You're like, I don't do this.
이따가는 시간을 생각하면 될 것 같아요. 예를 들면 10분 뒤에, 30분 뒤에가 이따가고 이따가는 좀 더 장소의 느낌이 있는 걸로 생각하면 되죠.
문법 다가가 붙은 거니까.
그렇죠. 여기에 있다가 여기에서 좀 지내다가 다른 그 후에.
So a little bit later versus after we've been here for a little bit. So
예를 들면 친구가 집에 놀러 왔는데
잠깐 있다가
집에 가지 마. 조금 더 있다가 가. 여기서는 있다가를 써야 돼요.
Yeah. And then this one really confused me a lot when I was a beginner. That's 늘리다 and 늘이다. What's the difference between these?
늘리다가 일단 좀 더 많이 쓰이고요. 뭐 양을 늘린다든지 부피를 크기를 늘린다든지 하는 거에서 많이 쓰고.
숫자를 늘릴 때.
늘이다는
길이.
To stretch something. So you're not going to use 늘이다 very much because even though it sounds similar, just because you're not going to be saying like stretching in many situations. So 늘리다 is the one you're going to use, but you're also going to hear this one 늘리다 used not only for like increasing something but also for like improving something.
능력도.
Yeah, like Korean people might say something like you are improving your Korean, you can use this, or maybe 늘다 for increase or improve. So you could say something 늘다, something improves, like 한국어 실력이 많이 늘었어요, like that. You might hear this when you go to Korea. You haven't been to Korea in a year, and you say, 한국어 실력이 많이 늘었어요, like that. Your Korean's gotten so much better. All right, I think that's good for this video. I didn't want to prepare too many to overwhelm you, but there are a lot of common words that people can mess up, both Korean learners and native speakers. So let me know if I missed any important ones in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Again, special thanks to our two guests from A Piece of Korean. I will have links to their channel as well as a link to their this book as well in the description below. If you check them out, make sure to let them know that I sent you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again in another video. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.